This is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like our first alert storm team has been telling you, the rain you're seeing right now is going to turn to snow. The video you see was just taken about an hour ago throughout Fargo, and this is just the beginning. Hutch joins us straight away with a first look at your forecast. Hutch.
Stacy, thanks so much. Our midweek day is a day of change indeed. We have clouds and showers of rain that have been fairly light here throughout the day. They're moving right through the Red River Valley now. Notice the blue shades up there near Winnipeg as snow is flying there, and it's mixing in near the international border. A closer look showing you where all of that is taking place, and some of the yellows you see showing some moderate to heavy rain. We get several tenths of an inch of rain from this system as that transition occurs. First alert weather day for Thursday and into Friday, particularly the early part of the day. We have an update later in the show about the Saturday system, but let's focus on what we can expect as we go through Thursday. Throughout the day, it will be snowing up north for the better part of the day, but that spreads south around drive time. So we won't have a lot of accumulation here in the south, but our neighbors up north will have wind gusts over 45 miles per hour with flying snow and reduced visibilities that will have accumulated throughout the day, and they continue to do so all the way into Friday. By midday, it should be exiting to the east. The wind remains for a while. We've upped the snowfall potential to 6 to 10 inches for some areas. We're still watching the track and timing of a clipper, which is still a little bit uncertain on that for Saturday, but we'll give you the very latest coming up here in a moment. For now, prepare for areas of heavy snow by tomorrow drive time in our northern counties, and it will be snowing here as well. Hour by hour details in a moment.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. And you can keep track of the weather right where you are with the VNL weather app. It has live radar and forecasts from our weather team. Just go to the app or Google Play Store and search VNL weather. You can download it for free. New information on a shooting we've been following out of Oakley. Court documents say 27-year-old Oliver Bearhow admitted to shooting a man Monday night right above the eye, saying the two men were in a fight and the victim had threatened him with a bat. Bearhow was charged with second-degree assault. The victim remains in critical condition in a Fargo hospital. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Department is warning parents to check out the ground. Deputies were called to a highway near Wilton for reports of multiple needles on the road. You can see the needles there thrown around the side of the highway. Police stress how dangerous this could have been if children were out riding their bikes or walking in the area. They say if you notice needles in your area, call police and they'll take care of it. New developments for you now on a garage fire we first told you about yesterday. That fire has been ruled arson. It happened yesterday afternoon in Dilworth along 5th Street South. Fire crews say multiple garages and 2 vehicles were damaged. No word yet on any suspects. And a fire this morning ripped through a garage off of 5th Street North in Fargo. The garage was fully engulfed in flames and it damaged a neighboring home. There were people in the garage at the time, but they're okay. Firefighters still haven't determined the cause. A tragic story now in a freak accident out of Moorhead today. A man has died after being pinned under a van he was repairing. Emergency crews were called to the 1300 block of 34th Avenue South at 11:20 this morning for a report of a man trapped under a vehicle. Officers say the man was trapped under the front of the van he was working on inside a garage. Another man witnessed the incident and immediately tried to get him out. The man was determined to be dead on the scene. A bombshell today as the owner of shuttered photography business Jack Glosser at his first hearing in court this morning. The attorney representing the state attorney general's office says Glosser's attorneys didn't provide the court with emails, evidence, and files. He thinks Jack Glosser could be deleting evidence. Glosser's attorney says their team has been working with third-party vendors to save all emails, data, and files since the business's sudden closure. Glosser's attorney said they weren't given enough time to prepare the files that were requested. The cost of living is on the rise. The Labor Department says consumer prices jumped more than 6% in the past year. That's the highest inflation rate since 1990. Anthony Pura reports.
A trip to the grocery store is leading to sticker shock for some shoppers, including Dolores Serio. What have you been noticing at the stores?
Sky-high prices.
A new report from the Labor Department shows overall grocery prices jumped more than 5% in the last year. Meat prices are up, with beef roast soaring almost 25% and bacon increasing 20%. Staples like eggs and coffee are also on the rise.
I used to shop based on what I like. Now I shop based on price and what I can afford.
It's not only food, just about everything we buy is more expensive, from clothes to used cars. Gas has skyrocketed, up nearly 50% in the past year.
I believe demand will remain strong, supply will remain constrained, and unfortunately, higher prices will be here probably for the next 6, maybe 9 months.
Supply chain slowdowns and current prices means Americans will be spending more on Thanksgiving dinner this year. Nearly everything it takes to make the typical holiday feast is pricier.
They're definitely up a bit.
Alan Arzoyan, owner of Handy Market in Burbank, California, says that includes the turkey.
This year we've seen a substantial increase in our wholesale pricing. Our fresh birds, Shelton, is up close to 20%.
But Arzoyan says demand for the store's complete turkey dinners is higher this year, and overall business is brisk despite rising prices. Anthony Pura, CBS News, Burbank, California.
We'll have much more on this story and how it directly impacts you tonight on Valley News Live at 10. Meanwhile, home heating prices are expected to rise this winter. The U.S. Energy Information Administration forecasts all major home heating bills will increase significantly because of higher fuel costs and potentially colder weather this winter. For the nearly half of U.S. households who heat with natural gas, the cost is expected to rise 30%. The 5% who use propane and the 4% who primarily use heating oil will likely see their costs go up 54% more and 43% more. For the roughly 40% of U.S. households who use electricity, prices are expected to increase just a bit at about 6%. But there are some ways you can save. As experts suggest to clean or replace filters and lower your thermostat, which one estimate says will shave about 2% off your bill for each degree you drop. Some companies also offer incentives for smart thermostats, a furnace or boiler tune-up, or weatherizing your home. New for you now at 4, if you use PayPal or Venmo for business transactions, the IRS might be looking more closely at your accounts. New rules require payment apps to report those transactions if they total more than $600 a year. That can even include payment for goods and services. While businesses have always been required to pay taxes on them, the IRS is now keeping a closer eye on them to make sure that taxes are collected. It's a move under the American Rescue Plan designed to crack down on unpaid taxes. The new rules do not apply to individuals, so you have nothing to worry about if you're ordering a pizza or paying for an Uber. More lawsuits filed in the wake of the deadly Astro World Festival in Houston. Attorneys today announced lawsuits from the families of 5 teenagers who witnessed the chaos unfold during rapper Travis Scott's performance. 8 people, ranging in age from 14 to 27, were killed at the event. Dozens more were hurt. One witness today described the horrific scene.
Instantly right there, my heart was dropped. That was probably one of the scariest things that I've ever been through.
The lawsuits seek damages from Travis Scott and other festival promoters. Witnesses say people began surging toward the stage, creating a crush. Officials say it could take some time before we know the exact causes of death. This woman in Pittsburgh took porch pirating to the next level. She's been charged for posing as a FedEx worker and stealing hundreds of dollars worth of packages. People living in one neighborhood say they saw her walking around with a black Kia SUV trailing behind her. FedEx says it has no record of that woman ever working for the company. She's facing a misdemeanor theft charge. Kindergarten students at Westside Elementary are sending their well wishes to Officer Tim Brown. The students wrote Officer Brown get well cards in hopes for a speedy recovery. The West Fargo police officer suffered a heart attack while on duty last month. We're learning today he's in stable condition and has been both taken off a ventilator and his heart bypass machine. Officer Brown has been up and out of bed today and is able to sit in a chair. His medical staff say his heart is functioning at nearly 100%. A new study shows COVID-19 antibodies can be found in breast milk. More on that is still to come on Valley News Live at 4.
And rainfall reports from our friends at the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network showing a few tenths to almost an inch. Some of the heaviest rain making its way into the Red River Valley right now. It's already changing to snow in Canada. Your snowy forecast details are straight ahead.